In a peaceful little village, nestled among green hills and vast fields, there lived an old farmer. He was a simple, kind-hearted man with a lifetime of hard work behind him. On his small farm, he owned a donkey, a creature that had once been strong, reliable, and full of energy. For many years, this donkey helped the farmer plow the land, carry heavy loads, and work under the scorching sun. But over time, the donkey grew old. His back was no longer strong, his steps became slower, and he could no longer do the heavy tasks he once managed with ease. The farmer understood this and stopped forcing him to work, allowing the donkey to roam freely across the nearby fields, grazing under the warm sun. One warm afternoon, while nibbling grass near a stone wall, the donkey stepped too close to an old, forgotten well hidden beneath the tall grass. Suddenly, he slipped and fell straight down into the dark, narrow well. Trapped and frightened, the donkey began to cry out for help, his braying echoing up from the deep, dark hole. Hours passed with no one in sight, until finally, someone heard the desperate calls. When the donkey's cries echoed throughout the village, a passerby, who was also the farmer's neighbor, heard them. Worried and curious, he hurried toward the sound and soon discovered the poor donkey trapped at the bottom of a deep, narrow well. The sight was heartbreaking. The donkey looked scared and helpless, tears in his eyes. Without hesitation, the neighbor ran to the farmer's house to report the news. Upon hearing the story, the farmer grew anxious and quickly gathered a group of neighbors, explaining the situation and asking for their help to rescue the donkey. Together, they rushed to the well, bringing ropes, ladders, and tools, ready to do whatever it took. But their efforts failed. The well was too deep, the walls too slippery, and the donkey too heavy to lift. Time passed, and frustration grew. As the sun began to set, the farmer's hope faded. Faced with harsh reality, he made a difficult decision, born of despair and practicality. He decided the donkey, old and no longer useful, might never be rescued. Reluctantly, he told his neighbors to fill the well with dirt, intending to bury the donkey alive. The villagers picked up their shovels and began throwing dirt into the well. The donkey's cries grew louder, full of pain and fear, but the dirt kept falling relentlessly. As the dirt fell on the donkey's back, something remarkable happened. Instead of giving up or sinking into despair, the donkey began to shake off the dirt with determination. Each shovel of dirt didn't bring defeat. He used it as a stepping stone. Slowly but surely, the donkey began to climb upward, stepping on the dirt meant to bury him. Layer by layer, he shook off fear and sadness, turning the very dirt that was supposed to trap him into a ladder to freedom. Step by step, he rose higher and higher. The villagers watching above grew silent, puzzled by the sudden quiet. The desperate cries had stopped. They looked down into the well, unsure what had happened. To their surprise and amazement, they saw the donkey standing on a growing mound of dirt. Then, with a powerful leap, the donkey jumped out of the well, free at last. The farmer, watching from above, was stunned. He had expected the worst, but instead witnessed an incredible display of courage and resilience. The donkey had turned his darkest moment into an opportunity for survival. With renewed spirit, the donkey trotted away without looking back. He had learned a vital lesson about hope, strength, and the will to fight against all odds. This story teaches us powerful lessons. When hard times come, they can either weigh us down or lift us up, depending on how we respond. Like the donkey, we have a choice: give up and be defeated, or shake off the dirt and keep climbing. The donkey didn't wait for someone else to rescue him. When he realized no one was coming, he took matters into his own hands and found a way out. Sometimes in life we must rely on ourselves and never lose hope, even when the situation seems hopeless. Another important lesson is about self-worth. The farmer thought the donkey was no longer useful, but the donkey proved he was still strong and capable. We should never let others decide our value. Instead, we must believe in ourselves and keep pushing forward. In the end, this story reminds us that obstacles can become opportunities. When we stay determined and use challenges as stepping stones, we can overcome anything. So no matter how hard life gets, don't lose hope. Keep going, keep climbing, and you will rise above.